So, first of all, a very good morning to one and all present here. Very delighted that we have again gathered under the roof of Sattva Homeopathy. But before we begin our session, I'd like to speak a few words about Sattva Foundation, Sattva Homeopathy, and Sattva Charitable Sanstha, under the leadership of Dr. Rakesh Gupta, a MD homeopath himself, has completed 10 successful years of its service to humanity. In these 10 years, along with various other events, it has organized several webinars on various topics by different homeopathic doctors all over India, having different methods and style of practice and prescription. Sattva has decided to celebrate these 10 years completion by organizing series of webinars by experts in different fields of medicines and homeopathy. On a very similar note, we again have a very visionary and enthusiastic homeopath, our guest speaker for today, Dr. Vibha Mevada. Dr. Vibha has completed her BHMS from Nasik University and has done her PG courses, CCAH and MCAH, from the renowned The Other Song Academy. Getting trained from the world-renowned homeopaths, she herself runs Samrigi Homeopathic Clinic since 2018 in Indore with great success. A classical homeopath and national speaker, Dr. Vibha is also an author on various national and international cases and journals of homeopathy. She is also the chief editor of the Homeo Healers newsletter, New Delhi. Being a yoga instructor also, she also runs online and offline yoga classes. We are really privileged to have Dr. Vibha Mevada with us and herself speak on a topic which is so common in today's in our country as well as in our generation, that is PCOD. During the session, people can post their questions. Please do not interrupt her in between while she is on her session, and the questions will be addressed after the session is over. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, you may begin with your session.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Doctor. And good morning, all of you. Without wasting time, I just like to start the session now. As we all know, the topic of today's session, that is the classical approach for PCOD in homeopathy. As what I feel is the need of the time to understand about the PCOD because it's very common nowadays. So, before going to see the cases and the homeopathic aspect, how we can solve the PCOD cases with the help of homeopathy, let's see some general ratio about the PCOD and why I choose this topic to talk. So, if we see one in every 5 Indian women, those who are women who are suffering from the PCOS, which is the 20% female population of India. And in my understanding, it's very high number of cases what we are getting nowadays. That's why I choose this particular topic to talk. So when we are talking about the PCOD, which stands for the polycystic ovarian disease, what the disease is exactly and how it developed and why it developed. So basically, PCOD developed because of the excess of a hormone called androgen, which is a male hormone present in male body and as well as in a very small quantity in female body also. But when the amount is increased in female body, is developed the PCOD symptoms. So in PCOD, it develops a numerous small collection of fluid, which is called the follicles. And because of that follicles, it may fail to regulate the release egg regularly on monthly basis, which is there in the normal ovaries. So what exactly happened here in the PCOD? In the normal ovaries, a primordial follicle start developing and fully matured, and after that the ovulation happened. and the endometrial layer shed off. But in the polycystic ovary, this maturation of follicle is affected there. There are so many primary follicles are there. Up to the level of primary follicle, only the development is there of follicles. And because of that, multiple immature follicles are developed there, which we call the cyst, which are unable for the ovulation because the follicles are now not matured to develop or to go for the ovulation. So, in short, this is about the disease here. So, as we see, the androgen is a main hormone of a male body. So, what its role in a woman body? So, androgen helps to kickstart the puberty, as it helps to grow the pubic hair or the underarm hairs, which are the sign of puberty. It regulates the functions of many organs, including the reproductive tract, the bones, kidney, liver, muscles, as well as is necessary for the synthesis of estrogen also, which is the essential human hormone. And it shows the key role in the prevention of loss as well as sexual desire and satisfaction. Is it audible properly?
Hello, ma'am. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, I think your slides are not changing. You're still
Okay.
on the first slide, and there is some voice this disturbance.
Okay. Just a minute. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and again share it. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. You're presenting it, but the slides have not yet come.
Okay, now this is the first slide is visible now.
No, ma'am.
No, okay. Just give me a minute. Now,
Yeah, ma'am. The first slide is visible now.
the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, since the starting, mm, any slide was not moved, na, till now.
No, ma'am. It was only on the first slide.
Okay. So, in short, I just want to revise in 2 minutes again. Uh, we see the 20% of Indian women are suffering with this problem, And why this happened? Because of the excess of amount of androgen. And here we saw that uh, because of the immature follicles, the cysts are formed in the ovary. And in woman body, why the androgen is there? What is the role of androgen in the female body? It helps to start the puberty. It helps to grow the sign of puberty in female body, as well as it helps to regulate the function of many organs. So we saw till here now, right? So when we are talking about the PCOD and PCOS, so do you feel the PCOD and the PCOS are same, or there is some difference between these both terms? Those who look like very similar in patient design. So just try to understand there is difference between the PCOD and PCOS. And with the pathological report, even you can understand this difference. Because PCOD contains more than 10 cysts in ovary, whereas PCOD have few number of cysts, which are small in size in comparison to the PCOS. PCOD doesn't affect the fertility, whereas the PCOS always lead to the fertilization. PCOD is more common, whereas PCOS is less common and have the major condition. And the treatment part also, the PCOS is quite or slight difficult than the treatment of PCOD. So why is it difficult in the case of PCOS? Because PCOS have endocrinal problems, and PCOD simply is a hormonal problem only. Because in PCOD, it contains the immature eggs that eventually turns into cysts. But in PCOD, the PCOS, there is a production. It produces a high quantity of a male hormone, which leading to the inovulation state. Symptoms wise also, the hirsutism symptoms are there in the PCOS also. Whereas, what are the contributing factors for the PCOD or PCOS? The first and leading is the stress. Another one is the unhealthy lifestyle, which is very common nowadays. The eating habit, the late night watching, the birth control pills, and the diabetic drugs. The genetic thing is also very important. If the mother or the grandmother, someone is already have this type of condition, the child is prone to get this condition in their life. The early age menarche. And what is it may lead to? It may lead to the heavy and painful menses. It may lead to the obesity very easily. It may lead to the depression and anxiety. The metabolic issues like diabetes, gestational diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and it may lead to cancer of the uterus. So let's see some very common symptoms. How clinically we can diagnose it. first and foremost symptom is the irregular menses. Heavy bleeding is there. Acne, hair fall is there, weight gain is there, the dark spots on the face is there, the sleep apnea is there, and for the pressure hairs, especially on chin. Some more common symptoms, including the mood swings also. What I saw in the PCOD and PCOS cases, mostly in most of the cases, mood swing is always there. It's like sometimes they feel happy, sometimes they feel to cry a lot, they feel so deep, so gloomy. Male patent baldness is also very common in the cases of PCOD and PCOS. The headache I found in almost all the cases in my practice. So to understand more about the disease and the homeopathic aspect, how we can handle, we can work out on this type of cases. Let's see few cases here. I'm going to show two cases. I'm going to discuss two cases with all of you here today. And I just want all the audience try to solve the case. When I'm going to present first case, after that I will give you 2 minutes to share your understanding about the case, your analysis, your route selection, and the medicine selection if possible. To get involved in the case processing right now here. So let's see the first case, which is a case of a 21-year-old female who is pursuing CME, and she is a non-vegetarian person. So first time when she come to me, she's a known case of PCOD for me, and she come with this first report for me. On 15th of March 2021. And according to this USG report, a small clear cyst in the right ovary is there, and a multiple small 2 to 6 mm cysts in the both ovaries are there. And the USG report is of 15 March, and the patient consulted to me on the 3rd of July. So she come to me with this set of chief complaint, like oligomenorrhea is there since 7 months. She complains that the menses are appeared in 1.5 or 2 months duration. After the menstruation, there is a spotting for 10 to 10 days, 8 to 10 days. Sometimes it's very scanty, or sometimes it's a heavy bleeding is there. And she have a lot of stomach ache during the periods. And she feel the breasts are very heavy before and during the menses. Another complaint what she showed is she have headache since very long, which is frequent after vaccine, after COVID vaccine. And the headache is always emulated by vomiting and aggravate with long time reading. If she is continuously reading, the headache is there. She had leg pain, and before consulting to me, she consulted someone who told the calcium deficiency is there. So when we proceed for the case, and as she started explaining about herself, she explained about herself like she liked to do the creative work like paper craft, room decoration, clay work. And she said, I thought I will do craft well, but I'm not perfect in the craft and dance. She loved dancing also. Further, she said that in lockdown, the routine is changed, which is completely changed, and she doesn't like that change routine of her. Because of that change routine, she feels inactive in herself. Because she's the person who love to chit chat with the friends, love to be with the friends, love to go out. But because of this lockdown, her activities are stopped. And this change routine does not make her feel happy and comfortable. Other than lockdown also, if there is some change in her routine or in her schedule, she doesn't like that. She feel like it affects me and my work and my works are delayed. Which what she doesn't like. The delaying in the work she doesn't like. She feel like the schedule should be very proper. Further, she said about herself that she is in a relationship since 6.5 years, and she is like still after this long relationship. If I hurt or get anger or anything, I'm unable to speak with that person because she is non-expressive with everyone. She's like, I start crying if I feel low in myself. And after crying, she feels better. And other than that, the improved routine make her feel good. She feels deficient in herself, skill wise. And she have doubt in her capability always. She said, I always feel like, can I achieve something in my life or not? She said, I have fear of competition. Like if I'm going for an interview, I always feel fearful when I saw so many people are sitting there for the same interview. And she said, I feel lack of confidence in myself. She expressed herself in three words like I'm sensitive, sensible, and cry. I can cry easily. Other things which affect her very badly is the family issues. She said if some family issues are there, it easily make me develop the negativity in myself. I feel lack of confidence and again she crying alone. Her uncle, the paternal uncle, is expired in this COVID because of COVID only. So she explained about him that she was very close to him. And it's unbearable pain for her to lose the paternal uncle. She has a habit of nail biting. And she's a very good poet also. She used to write poems. She had a tremendous anxiety about mother's health. And this anxiety about the mother's health make her feel ill. She feels sick physically and emotionally both. And she's trying to make her mother feel positive always. Because she gets majorly affected by her health. If She got anger. During anger, she got the cold sweat. Her heartbeats become fast. Her body started shivering from inside. And if we talk about the family history of the person, so there is a family history of asthma. The paternal grandfather and the aunt suffered from asthma. The grandmother had angioplasty. She's a patient of a hypertension. Her uncle is also have a problem of hypertension. Her mother also have some heart problem and she is a hypotensive. The maternal grandmother had paralysis as well a maternal uncle also. So this is about the family history of the person. If we talk about the generalities, so what we got from the patient is she desire for sour things. She averse from cooked tomatoes. Thermally she is hot. She gets perspired on forehead and occiput, which have a very fast smell and there is no stain of perspiration. She used to talk during sleep. And what she talks is about the family problems only. And she doesn't have any repeated dream. She had dreams very rarely and she can't remember her dreams also. So this is about the case. If you understand this case by miasmatic aspect, we can understand the psychotic miasm is predominantly present there. Why? First thing, the cyst, the overgrowth is there in the pathology. Lack of confidence in patient. She can hurt very easily. She doesn't want to change in her routine, change in her work. So this is about the case, and I want all of you to share your understanding about the case. So before going to share about my analysis of the case, I just want to share the before and after USG report of the patient. As we see the first report already, the second report is of 25th of Jan 2022, and there is no significant abnormality is seen in the after report of USG. Right? So if any suggestion is there in the chat box, can anyone read for me that? If it's there.
Sure, ma'am. Currently, there is no suggestion. As soon as it comes, I'll inform you.
Okay. Okay, so I like to proceed with the analysis of mine. What important points we got in the case? we are considering as an analysis of the case. So the first thing, the change routine is always aggravate her. The lack of confidence we found in 2, 3 places in the case. The patient is continuously talk about the family, the things are affecting her is mainly belonging from the family. Either any issue of family, either the health of mother. So we can consider the patient as a family-oriented person. And when she get anxiety, she get aggravated because she explained there. If the mother's health is ill, I started feeling sick, mentally, physically, and emotionally. During anger, the cold sweat is there. She desire for the soup, very strong desire. There is a strong aversion from the cooked tomatoes. And perspiration, which have a very fast order. So the rubrics, what I selected for this case is mind, work, routine desire, changes aversion to, confidence, want of self, mind, anxiety, aggravation elements from, mind, talk, slip during, the cold perspiration, perspiration orders, and the generalities, food and drink, sour acid desires, and generative food and drink, cooked food aversion. When we put all the rubrics in the reported chart,
Hello, ma'am.
yes,
One of the person has suggested the Kali group as the remedy, and someone has suggested a Kali Mure.
okay, okay. So both of you are very close to the remedy, the prescribed remedy. So here on the screen you can see the reported chart. So I prescribed the Kali carb to this patient. As we can see, so many other remedies are covering so many symptoms of the case already. As Kalika covering all the symptoms, all the analytic symptoms which are important of the case and stand on the first position. The prescription was Kalika. And why the Kalika I prescribed? We always make sure the prescription with the help of Materia Medica. Because we all know the repertory is not the final authority to prescribe any medicine. And the final authority is always the Materia Medica. So what we understood here about the Kali card from the Soul of Remedies by Dr. Rajan Sankaran sir. The main theme of Kali card is the vital fear and reactivity that is seen when a person lacks the support of family or group. The main symptom of Kali card is the fear of being alone and the desire for company. In Kalika woman, there is a tremendous anxiety and fear when she is alone. She seeks to belong to a group or family so that she is never feel the alone. And this anxiety we can see everywhere. If you see the same remedy from Alan's keynote, with a bold line, it's given there that the great aversion to being alone. In Boric Materia Medica, it's given the menses early, profuse, or too late, pale and scanty. So, why the prescription was only the Kali card? And why not the other remedies which are there in the repertory chart and which are very close to the prescription also? The Calcarea carb, arsenicum, the pulsatilla, all these medicines are presented there in the repertory chart and covering almost all the rubrics what we selected for the case. So let's rule out the remedies and understand why we prescribe the Kali car for this case. So the Calcarea car, the second remedy which is there in the repertory chart. The main feeling of Calcarea is the need of the stability and security. As we know, the calcium offers the protection not only to the human in the form of bone, but also in earlier forms of life, in the form of shell. So in our case, there is not lack of feeling for the stability or security in the patient. If we talk about the arsenic album patient sees the world as threatening terror. They feel like कुछ हो जाएगा, कोई कुछ कर देगा. The restlessness of arsenic album. If there is no restlessness, there is no arsenic. Arsenic feels that he is old, weak, and defenseless. And there are thieves all around them, which are ready to take that advantage of their weakness. If we talk about the lycopodium, why we ruled out the lycopodium, the main theme of lycopodium become the ambitious person, the coward person, the person who have a desire to grow bigger. There is a desire for power in the lycopodium. People, those who have lack of courage to present themselves in front of the people, especially in some meeting or when they have to go on the stage. But in lycopodium, anxiety is there to appear in the public. But when they start talking from any stage or on any meeting, after some time, they got their confidence and it's like then that stage is of their own only. So anxiety of lycopodium is for the initial stage only. As they start talking, after some time they are very confident and comfortable to talk in the people with them. When we talk about the ignatia, there is element from shock, grief, and disappointment, which is not there in our case. The suppressed emotions are always there in the ignatia. Thuja was also there in the repertory chart. So the main indication, the main theme to understand Thuja is the fragility, the delicacy feeling of the person. They feel like they are fragile. They can broke easily. The fragility feel like their legs are made up of glass or wood. And it's brittle. There is a main theme of a feeling of a weakness in oneself. They feel weak in themselves. So the prescription was Kalika 1 single dose with the SL for the next 8 weeks. And when we go through with the follow-up after 2 months, what she expressed about herself is she got menses on 10th of the September. The bleeding, proper bleeding was started on 5th of the September. Spotting was there. On 18th September, again the spotting started, and which is this stops on 21st. This time she doesn't got the stomach pain, but usually the too much stomach pain is there. The color of bleeding was changed at the starting and at the end of the period, which was brownish in color. So overall, what she felt is this month was peaceful. The word what she felt is she feel confidence. She feel confident in herself. She expressed that I used to think very over on the things, and that overthinking is less now. And she's able to find the answer of the or the solution of the problems. She started feeling light and peaceful in herself. And she's like, I'm taking responsibility of mother now. And she's not feeling tense like before. So with this, we prescribed again a single dose of Kalicar 1M with the SL for next 8 weeks. Right? So in the next follow-up after 4 months, what we got is the menses are on the 23/8/21, which was normal. Spotting was stopped, which was there in the first follow-up. The heaviness of breast before and during is as it is still. So again, we prescribed the 1 dose of Kalicar 1M, and after 6 months, we repeat the USG. As there was no symptom, we did USG on 25th of Jan, as I showed report already, and there is no significant abnormality seen in that report. So this is all about the first case, and I like to play the testimony video of this patient. Please listen carefully.
Hello everyone, I'm Vinita और मुझे PCOD है और मैंने जो ट्रीटमेंट पहले लिया था लाइक इट वाज अ एलोपैथिक ट्रीटमेंट बट मुझे उसमें ऐसे कुछ रिजल्ट लगा नहीं देन माय कजिन रेफर्ड टू मी अ होम्योपैथिक क्लिनिक व्हिच इज Samrati होम्योपैथिक क्लिनिक and I thought like let's give it a shot क्योंकि मेरे को there is no side effects about homeopathy it's very good for our health. So I literally refer to everyone who is suffering from this problem to get an homeopathic treatment for this. Thank you.
Okay, so with the help of homeopathy, we can definitely work on PCOD and PCOS. So this is about the first case. Let's see the second case of PCOD, which is of a 22-year-old female. So this is the report, the USG report. And with this report, patient consulted me. This report shows the complex cystic lesion in left endocrine and hemorrhagic ovarian cysts are there. The complex cyst lesion showing multiple thin internal separations measuring approximately 3.0 into 2.7 into 2.5 centimeter. Like a complex left ovarian cyst are there. Right? So the chief complaint, what she explained to us, is that dysmenorrhea and scanty menses since 2012. On the first day, the bleeding is normal. On the second day, it's scanty. On the third and fourth day, it's very scanty. And up to the seventh day, she got spotting only there. During menses, there is a lot of backache and stomach ache, what she experienced. And since 2 weeks, premenstrual pain is there. And the last period, what she got is on the second week of the August. First, he explained that the before menses there is a backache and stomach pain is there. The smell of cooked food aggravate her. She doesn't feel to eat, and she gets emulated by having fruits. During menses, the pains are there, and she feels very low in energy. Means the weakness is there. She got very irritable during the period and doesn't want to talk to anyone. And after menses, there is no symptom. She had menarche at the age of 14, and since menarche, the problem is there. She desired to eat during menses, but not feel to eat as by seeing any food, she feels the nausea. But the desire is there, but still she is unable to eat. Leukorrhea is there before menses, initially which is of a white color. The blood and after this long relationship, she moved from this relationship very easily. About her childhood, she explained that she was very obedient child. She needs someone to push to do anything. She can't do things by her own. She wants someone to encourage and push her to do. As a student, she was very average student. She liked the most is the art and craft. And she's like, I have a very small friend circle. What she desires is the pungent for the 4 marks, watermelon for the 4 marks, muskmelon, and the golgappas for the 4 marks. She avoids the non-pungent food, and she feels vomit. Milk also make her feel nausea. She is thirstless. Thermally, she is more towards the hot. Bowels are easily getting affected if the slip is not proper, or if she eat after long gap. And when the bowel is disturbed, she got a concomitant symptom always. That is the headache about right side and the nausea. She feels perspiration on underarms and at the center of the chest. If she wake up from the sleep, she is unable to get sleep for a very long time. And at that time when she was sleepless, the thoughts of next day's planning is going on in the mind. how to save the time tomorrow that's going on in the mind. Dreams, she can't remember mostly. So what she remembered about the dream is dream in pieces where no two things are related to each other. It's like a small segment she saw something else, in the another small segment she will see something else, and all those things are not related to each other. This is in the dream. So this is about the case. If we try to understand the miasmatic understanding of the case is belonging from the psychosyphilitic miasm with the psychotic predominance. So why the psychotic miasm is there? The introverted, the hesitation feeling, the overthinking. She can't do anything by herself. She needs the push of someone. It shows the qualities of psychotic miasm. As well, the disease itself shows the syphilitic miasm there. The hemorrhagic cyst is there. So if someone wants to share their understanding or the selection of medicine or rubric or analysis about the case, you can do. Meanwhile, we will see the before and after report of the patient. In the before report, already we saw the hemorrhagic cyst are there. And in the second report of 18 Jan 2022, we can see the USG shows no remarkable abnormality. So what we understood in this case is the main points what we got in this case is aggravation if things are not going according to her. Overthinking is there. Dysmenorrhea is there. Smell of cooked food aggravation before the menses. Leukorrhea before the menses. Headache if indigestion with. And there is desire for pungent and the millings. Aversion from milk and she is thirsty. If we select rubric for all these analytical symptoms, what we got here is the mind undertake things opposed to her intention. Mind thinking complaints of aggravation, mental and emotional consequences. Female menses painful, dysmenorrhea. Leukorrhea menses before, thirstless. Pain, headache, stomach complaining. Fruit desire. So when we try to understand sepia from the soul of the remedies, the main feeling of sepia woman is that she is forced to undertake things opposed to her intention, to do what she doesn't want to do. In a chronic situation in which she has been dominated and not allowed to her way. And this is the main crux of the remedy to understand. In sepia, there is despair. There is no hope in the relationship. That's why she moved out very easily from the relation, from a 3.5 year of relationship, very easily. So let's see the differential diagnosis of the medicines here. As we got so many other remedies in the repertoire chart which are almost covering all the symptoms. So So when we talk about the Natrum Mu, so Sepia comes close to Natrum Mu. Both have the theme of disappointment in love, the theme of being disfigured. But how to differentiate them is the dependency of Natrum Mu is much greater than the Sepia. So the main problem of Natrum Mu is not between the relationship and the occupation, which is there in the sepia. What is the issue in the Natrum Mu? It is between the making and breaking the relationship. There is no contradiction of will in the Natrum Mu, which is solely present in the sepia. In Natrum Mu, there is a theme of a one relationship only. And there is no two separate theme of occupation and relationship. Sepia is the larger sphere of which Natrum Mu is a part only. This is how we can differentiate the very close two remedies like sepia and Natrum Mu. Another one is the Naxomika. The acute of sepia is Naxomika. The Naxomika is concerned with occupation and business, with tremendous irritability and has many symptoms similar to the sepia, like chilly, constipation, etc. If there is any acute situation of business failure, the sepia person can need Naxomika because it's acute of the remedy. Okay? Another one is the Licasis. The sepia also come very close to Licasis also, with its envy and dream of snakes. But in Licasis, the emphasis is more on keeping herself attractive. It is as if there is a competition and she has to win. If she does so, all is well. If she can't, nothing will be well. So this is about the Licasis. Sulfur also stands well in the repertory chart of her. So the main feeling of sulfur is that being scorned, suppressed, put down, criticized. The person is made of a feeling of humiliated. His pride is hurt. And the embarrassment feeling, which is the main feeling of sulfur. If we talk about the phosphorus, the main feeling of phosphorus is of being unloved and uncared with the people, those whom he is depend for the emotional affections. Depend on the loved one. From there, they are feeling the lack of uncared and unloved feeling. They are very friendly and sympathetic in the hope that this love and care will be reciprocated. Why they are friendly and sympathetic? Because they want the same thing from the people. Affections, return affection, the rubric is there. And they are very sensitive to the feeling of others to win their affection. If you talk about the pulsatilla, the remedy belonging to the psychotic miasm, and the main feeling is of a softness. Right? they feel like they should be soft, and they are like, if I will survive. If they want to survive, they should be soft and gentle and not the hard and rigid. So the prescription was Sepia 200 single dose with the 4 week of acid. In the first month follow up, what we got here is the menses flow was good. She got last menses on 26/10/21, and the most important thing, the mood swing was not there this time. The tiredness, stomach pain was almost not there. The leukorrhea is not there. Vertigo is not there. She doesn't got exhausted during the period. And the hair fall is better, but not that much good is there. So during the menses, the appetite was good. Sleep is better. Dream, as usual, she can't remember, but what she remembered about the dream is what she saw is in a building a kid was hanging, and another one is a friend is died, and her mother is emotionally upset there. So this time, repeat the same medicine with increased potency here. 1 potency was prescribed in a single dose with the 8 weeks of SL. Now after 3 months, what she told is everything is fine instead of hair fall only. And she got the menses on 4th or 5th of December. Spotting was there from 5th to Jan, and the spotting was brownish red in color. There is no odor and itching was there. The flow was normal this time, not that much flow was there. Stomach and back pain was there for initial 2 days only. As the pathology is progressive here, that's why in every follow-up, instead of prescribing the same potency of the medicine, I always increase the potency in this case. And we got a very positive result of that. So this time, what I prescribed was the same remedy on 0/7 potency, OD, 1 dose daily, and SL for the next 4 weeks. And after 4 months, what we got here is the last menstrual date was 7/1/22, and there's no complaint in the menses. The hair fall was very better. And this time, we doesn't prescribe any medicine. And we'll go for the USD report, what I already showed the before and after report of the piece. So at the end of the session, let's see the testimonial video of this patient.
मुझे पहले पीसीओएस का इशू था और फिर मैंने होम्योपैथिक ट्रीटमेंट स्टार्ट किया। मैं अगस्त से ट्रीटमेंट ले रही हूँ एंड नाउ सब चीज़ें नॉर्मल है। पहले मुझे पीरियड्स बहुत टाइम इंटरवल्स में आ रहे थे, फिर मेडिसिन लेने के बाद वो टाइम इंटरवल कम हुआ। पहले जैसे मुझे क्रैम्प्स वगैरह होते थे, स्टमक एक होता था, वो सब चीज़ें अब नॉर्मल हो गई। मूड स्विंग्स बहुत होते थे, वो भी अभी कम हो चुका है और बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स इसका अच्छा इफेक्ट रहा है, बहुत अच्छा है। और मैम ने बहुत अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट दिया वायरस और मैंने विभा मैम से ट्रीटमेंट लिया है हमारी होम्योपैथिक ट्रीटमेंट। You are happy with your treatment? Yeah. Okay. And what's your age actually? 22. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this was about the second case. If we see the complications of PCOD or PCOS, so it may lead to the infertility, It may lead to the gestational diabetes, the miscarriages, the premature birth, the metabolic syndromes, depression, anxiety, the eating disorder, abnormality of uterine bleeding, and in rare cases, it may lead to the cancer or endometrial cancer, and the obesity, which is very commonly present there. Right? So these are some complications. What are the diagnostic factors for the PCOD or PCOS? That is a pelvic examination, the blood test by the blood test of hormones we can find out, and finally the major diagnosis we can find out from the ultrasound report of patient. Okay. So with the treatment, always keep in mind in the case of PCOD, always do a diet chart with the patient. The patient should avoid the sugary drink, the fried foods, the processed meal, the refined carbonated food like white bread or pasta or pastry, or processed food like candy cake, dairy items, or excessive sugary food. Because the diet is making a lot of effect on this problem. So always advise the diet to your patient. What they should add in their diet, that is a fatty fish if they are non-vegetarian, the broccoli and cauliflowers, legumes and lentils, the leafy green vegetables, nuts and seeds. Dark chocolate, moderately it can contribute for the moods actually. Berries and spices like turmeric and cinnamon, right? Which will help a lot, what I observed in my practice. So this is all about today's session, and thank you so much for inviting me and listening this session very carefully and bearing this session well. So before going for the question and answer session, I just want to announce the next batch of Samratni Institute of Homeopathic Education, which we're going to start from 28th of July 2022. We are offering the three courses, the CCCH, BCH, and STC. The classes are online, completely online. These courses are running completely online. The classes are there in the 4 days of week from Thursday to Sunday on 7 to 8:30 p.m. The courses what we offered is of a 3 months, 1 month, and a 2 week course. The CCCH is of a 3 month course, which is a certificate course in classical homeopathy. The basic course of classical homeopathy is of a 1 month duration, and another one is of a 2 week course, which is called the short term course in classical homeopathy. So, when we talk about the courses, here is the detail about all the courses. For taking admission in any course, you can contact us anytime or you can mail us anytime. This is about the syllabus of 3 month course so far. It's a learn basic to advanced concept of homeopathy. What we are going to start from the very basic points of homeopathy in the 3 month course so far. The group studies we are going to include. We are already means almost 32 groups of medicine we are covered in this 3 month course, which cover the 600 plus remedies, including the polycast rare and small remedies. We are discussing the concept and detailed study of Meisner's variable in this course. Learn how to and when to use the mother tincture and biochemic medicines, the understanding and the clinical utility of organon and repertory, how to convert the patient's language into rubric, know the hidden concept of case taking in the chronic case, emergency case, pediatric case, and especially the online cases, which is the need of the time, the different approaches to solve the different cases, the prescription in the acute and the pathological prescription, no doubt the potency selection, the nosodes, sarcodes, and at the end about the art of follow-up, and many more things we are going to include in this 3 months course, right? So, if you want, you can enroll anytime. The admissions are open for the second batch. Now, the second course is of basic of classical homeopathy, which is of 1 month duration. The syllabus is there on your screen about this 1 month course. The another one is the third course, that is the STC, and the syllabus is there in your screen. Right? You can contact us anytime as the online consultation is available on Samrati Homeopathic Clinic. So this is all about our this is all about today's session and everything. Thank you so much. If any question are there, you're welcome to ask your questions.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for those enlightening cases as well as the entire session in general. Uh, I'm sure it will help us a lot of us. If there are any questions from the participants, kindly mention it in the chat box. It will be addressed by ma'am right now. Uh, are there any questions? Please type it in the chat box if there are any questions from any of the participants.
Okay, so I feel we should conclude our today's session here.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I'd just like to request the founder of Sattva Foundation, Dr. Rakesh Gupta, to please speak a few words.
Hello. Thanks a lot, Dr. Vibha. It was a wonderful session. I think after the completion of this session, what we can take home is first thing is understanding the disease in man, stroke woman, and also understanding the man or the woman who's been suffering from that particular disease. So PCOD and PCOS, they are the concept of disease of a lady, and there are a lot of hormonal upsurges involved in it. So if you want to understand the hormonal internal aspect of a person, we need to understand various psychodynamic forces which are operating in the environment and what is the perception of that person of his or her environment. So that was beautifully explained by Dr. Vibha. He was very, very, very clear in explaining the entire genesis, how she reached the remedies. That was a very important thing. And how do we convert the patient symptom into rubric? That was very important thing which he highlighted. And later on, the use of repertory, which is very important, that was explained beautifully. And the most important part was the differentiation of the remedies through materia medica. So, as she has rightly mentioned, that materia medica is the final authority in while prescribing in the field of homeopathy. Repertory is just the way or path or the bridge which will lead us to the final destination. But final differentiation is based on materia medica. So I think various concepts were very, very, very clear. And after that, the last part which she explained was the role of auxiliary and ancillary line of treatment while handling any type of chronic disease, and in this case, PCOD. So I think it was a overall a complete holistic presentation which was made by you, madam. Thanks a lot, and Sattva feels in depth and expresses gratitude towards your presentation and putting your invaluable inputs in this particular topic. Thank you. So I would like to hand over to Dr. Yarish for the vote of thanks. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I like to thank to Rakesh Gupta sir for the invitation for this webinar. Thank you so much. You selected me and gave the opportunity to talk on the Satya platform. I like to congratulate Satya and the team for completing the 10 successful years of helping people and wishing all the very best for the future also. So thank you so much for this evening. Thank you.